Camera 1 rolling. Camera 2 rolling. Camera 3 rolling. 3, 2.
Hello once again and welcome to African Stars Club Legends. We are joined by none other than Doc Ronaldo, former captain of African Stars. He steered African Stars to 2 consecutive Men's League Cup finals in 1981 and 1981. He enjoyed so much success with African Stars. He was among the first group of players that was selected to represent South Africa in the South African Provincial Currie Cup tournament in 1977 during the maiden edition of mixed race football in apartheid South Africa. Doc, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Doc, we are here to talk a little bit about your stay with African Stars and your football career from where you started and so on. Luckily, the two of us come from the same town, the garden town of Ogaranja. I watched you as a kid and played against you during your time at Spoilers. You're probably one of the best players to have ever come out of the garden town. So can you just walk us a little bit down memory lane about your football career?
Carlos, it's a big story, that one. I don't know where to start if I would be taking you back on the history line. However, you see, when I hooked up with soccer, I was on a farm. And then my brothers, elder brothers, during a holiday came with a soccer ball and we had a nice play. I think from that moment, I think it caught with the football. But I was still on the farm and they went back and in 3 months' time I've mastered a lot of things on my own. And when they came back, I was the one that was leading them. So that's where I hooked up. So and then I went to the school in Ogaranja. When I came there, I also played with the big guys in the school grounds where we were playing, because that's where we were grooming the players. And big guys, they would bully you and whatever. But that's where you learn. Street football, it's where you learn the tricks, the trait of the football, being awareness, where the ball is going, what is it doing, and so forth. And then basically from there, my friend Asep, he's the one who introduced me to Spoilers, because we were playing young football, and he said, but now man, we are big enough, man, we can play in the team. But he's older than me, but he wanted me to usher him in.
It was a very good forward.
Yeah. And then he said, basically, man, let's go and play. We cannot just play for the second division or whatever. And then we forced ourselves in the team. Some Spoilers.
You went to MLH, and I remember during the time when you came back with Jefta, you played for Spoilers, and you were a total different player. You were different from all the other players. Your vision and the way you played football. And I remember at some stage you went to Germany. But when you came back from Germany, you brought a different dimension to the game. What did you learn in Germany?
Well, it's the other way around, Carlos. I first went to Germany in 1968, 69. I was, for the whole year I was in Germany. But it was not about football, with business.
You went for music.
Music. So the whole year I was in Germany. And there I was exposed to the German football. We were watching on the television. Sometimes we would go to the stadium and watch how they're playing. But it's shortly after 1966, which was the World Cup in England. So many of the recaps were on the television about Pelés, Eusebius, whatever. So that caught my interest very well. And I basically, we were not, however, while we were not playing the football there in Germany, it inspired me. When we came back in 1970, I went to the secondary school in Currie, so which is also a Yemen-based type of arrangement. And we had a PD lecturer there, or the teacher, who was a German guy. a straightforward, simple guy that was just having one vision for a football. The football is played from center to the corners and over the air, and then you must come in and hit a goal. So that was the simple football that he was teaching us. Not the dribblings and TikTok passings and whatever. At the ball, no back heels and those things. Get the ball in the center, get it out to the wings, get it over in front of the goal, and 5 or 6 guys must come in, and one of them must hit the ball. So that was the simple football that he was teaching us. But sports was something that was in me. So I would train a lot at Motherhood. I would train a lot. And that's how when I came back from Motherhood, fitness and a little bit more knowledge of football, I could fit in and dictate what was going on.
Well, talking about wing play, you obviously had a lot of great matches. I barely see you having an off day. But there's one particular match that I remember very well. We played Sparta in Walvis Bay. At the time, Sparta, they were very hot. They were beating teams left, right, and center. That day you were so we were playing with the right wing. You remember that match against Sparta at their field? I think it was 1978 or something like that.
That was for African Stars.
Yes.
You see, when I joined African Stars,
153.
when I joined African Stars, almost for a year, I didn't have a space in the team because it was Stars started. And as such, you see, you will fit in where they would put you in. Especially also when I came to Motherhood, I was thinking the fullback, as we were calling those days. Two fullbacks, I was one of them in the pick because of my size and fitness. So that's why the pick. But in 3 months' time, I got to gain fitness and ball control, and I just said, no, I'm not going to play here, and I went far. When they said, play there in African Stars, I would gladly go out and play. So in order to impress, you see, that's where you are basically saying, this is my opportunity. Whether it's my left position or the right position or the center forward or wherever. In those days, if you get an opportunity in the African Stars, you must prove. And that is what the opportunity I was having that time. That's why I was saying, now I must at least deliver, so that when I go back, at least I must come into the because the position I was playing for African Stars as a player, a great player was playing there. Geiger was playing there. For them, as a captain also. So for me to come in from Okahanja and measure into that position, it was very difficult. So if the position is out front, wherever, I will pop in. And even also in my making, if I go to a town like Getmasov or wherever, if the people are saying, oh, he's tough now, but he must play for us, he must help us, then they will say, he must play center forward. I will ask him, where is the weak point? We don't have a left wing. I will say, I'll play left wing. Let your best person play the position that he is playing usually. Let me cover the other positions that are weak, because now you put me in a position, that person cannot play the other position, now we are weak, down weak. So that's how I basically learned my football on various positions.
Now talking about that match you always play, you brought a new dimension into wing play. I mean, a lot of wingers, they used to cross the ball, go down the line and hit the ball hard. But you brought the style of just squaring the ball. You pull the ball back to the midfielders. It's something that we never saw before. You brought this team into the game.
Carlos, my usual position at school was the center forward. So now you are playing with people that are coming from that school that will bring the ball in for you, either on the air or on the ground. Sometimes you play in another team and you play that position and you are staff. Basically you are staff if you play with other people. You play, let me just mention a name, a person like Kapushi. Very strong player. But when he's having his ball on the left wing, he'll go for the goal. The center forward is zero. So basically, those are the things when you play in another team, on the center forward position, you are staff. Because the guys that are on the wings are very strong and they go for goals. Now, being a center forward playing now the right on a win, I would say now I must support that situation. That is how I was trying to do it. Say, now you're out here, your thing is to support. Your thing is to support.
Now, Doc, you played for a very long time for African Stars. Having played for clubs like Spoilers, Bedroom Boys, Okahanja Mannschaft, Remdes Katutura, DTS.
Arrows.
Yes. Now, how was the atmosphere within the African Stars camp? Obviously, I know, I also experienced the same feeling as the majority of players came from Okahanja. So, what was the kind of a cultural differences like? I mean, it looks like you were a happy bunch of players together.
You see, playing for African Stars, deciding to join African Stars was not a big problem for me from Okahanja side, but it was a problem in Windhoek. Windhoek was a place that was racially
Too tribalistic.
Tribalistic.
Attachments, yeah.
and those days we had a very nasty welcoming from the spectators when we were playing for African Stars. But the camp, the players, most
I
of
remember
them,
you were called also on names like DTAs and all these things.
many names, I don't want to repeat those type of names, but it's coming from my people were calling us those type of names. But nevertheless, it was not, you see, coming from Martin Luther High School, where we were not having these things, coming from Okahanja, we were not having this type of, knowing all the players in the team, the spirit was actually accommodated from the players' side. You could talk to anyone, everyone. There were some players that you obviously wouldn't know, like Jiva or Kiri or guys in the way from the...
They were not from Okahanja.
But they were also eager to play. They were eager to play and will accommodate you in that context. So from the word-go, you were just bellies. You could say anything to them. They could say anything to you. And that is basically that bind us together quickly in the team. However, on the field of play, it would be difficult because then you must select 11 guys. 11 guys that are good. And if you're not good,
You're the best.
you're the best. If you're not good, you will sit on the bench. In those days, replacements were just few.
Only in case of injuries.
Case of injuries and whatever. So it might be that the whole month you will be on the bench if you are not strong enough. When I came, almost for a year, as I've said, I was on the bench. I was on the bench of saying, no, man, I'm not playing football. I must make a plan. Maybe go to another team or whatever, because I used to play for Remdes Katutura. So I was contemplating to say, man, maybe I must go back. But then always I said, but then I'm a failure. I'm a failure if I don't do that. And I said, no, that cannot be. And I said, but what are these guys doing? They keep them on the field. And I watched them. Training was like a match for those guys. How you bully yourself into the guys, how you keep the ball, how you are first on the ball, how you get everyone in the positions. Basically, that's how I learned it. It said, okay, this is what you are doing. And that's where I basically said, I'll fit into this team.
Now you were among the very first black players who were selected to represent South Africa in the Interprovincial South African curriculum. And then you also played for Okahanja Mannschaft, which was predominantly a white team, and then DTs. How was the integration, like the racial integration between the blacks and white players? Cultural differences and all these kind of things.
You see, the Okahanja Mannschaft was not actually a team that was in Okahanja already. They had the Okahanja football team, which basically did not have the players. Most of the players, the white players, were farmers. If they are not farmers, they were somewhere else or whatever. So there would be maybe 5, 6 players that were there. And when the idea of playing in the league came, that's when the guys talk about, let us bring these players together so that we are having a team in Okahanja.
A decent team.
Yeah, and that's why the name was just a Mannschaft. That's the Mannschaft. and not the spoilers or black beauties or
Magic Tigers.
whoever. No, whoever was good was welcomed into that team. So the first, basically, all of the guys were young guys that were playing. Those who didn't play, who have issues, they were not playing. They were not playing. They moved away. I can mention a name like Shorty, also
Da Costa, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to play.
He was not exactly a very good player.
Yeah, but he was a maintainer of the systems and whatever, but he was not a very good player. But he was persistent when he came from I think Angola. He was a good player. He was making things happening.
He came from Mozambique.
Yeah, I don't know, Mozambique or wherever. We just call him from Angola. And then some of the guys were siding with him and they were not playing with us. But they were young guys, especially the Rapun brothers. Rapun brothers that also used to play in the GDS together.
I know.
Yeah, and Rapun and even the father invited us into his house and said, "This is my team, Manshap is my team." He is the one who sponsored me on the trip to South Africa. Saying from the first time that Namibia is electing a team in a black tie, I will support you. And they gave me whatever money that was needed to go to South Africa on that trip.
And then you became captain of African Stars, probably one of the most successful captains ever in the history of African Stars. Can you tell us a little bit, what was the secret behind the success of African Stars? I mean, you led that team to various victories, and the team was really playing some good football.
Because the first thing for a captain is discipline. If you are ill-disciplined, your players will be ill-disciplined. As a captain, you must show some examples of being a good captain, good person on the field. People must be able to trust you. I thought firstly when the guys say we are selecting you as a captain, I thought this is a job. And then Oscar said, "Welcome, you are a captain, and keep me attack." So I didn't know, but it's something that maybe they have discussed and say, let us do this. And then I said, no, now I must show as a captain, I must be a front runner.
I must lead by example.
I must lead by example. And mind you, we had good players. And also during that time, we had a very young good players coming into it that were just destroying the teams up front. The Jukus, Jacksons, with a couple of other guys, the names I cannot call the names now, but good young guys came in during that time. But we had a very good, stable defense line. In the goals we had Jiva, very reliable goalkeeper. George Karisep, Karincha, Albert Giero, Merino, Kiri, very strong, reliable guys that were defending. So Willie Ritter. So we had a strong defense line, and basically the changes mostly were up front.